All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to another tutorial video. I am the Ultra Farmer. In today's quick guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make silage bales within Farming Simulator 25. This is going to be with base game equipment, and it's going to be the same for all platforms, so it doesn't matter if you're on PC or console. It's going to be the same process to make both square and round bales. I'm going to go through both of those with you. It's basically the same process, just obviously using different balers, but we're going to get into all of that in this video, so let's jump right into it. Let's learn how to make some silage bales. Okay, so when it comes to mowers, there's a couple different options that you can use. So to cut your grass, what you're going to do is I'm going to push P on my keyboard. I'm going to get into the stores where I can buy all my equipment. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down to grassland and we're going to click on mowers. And I'm going to go through and kind of explain some of these in the base game. So the ones that I have set up on the tractor out there are this Sams's, don't know, don't roast me for that. Set. The reason I like using this set is because this will windrow for me. It'll swath out the grass and put it in windrows so we can kind of skip a step. Same with this. These units don't. They won't have the ability to do that. They'll just cut and they'll widespread it. But I'm going to show you the kind of differences of both. And same with these ones. These will just widespread. I actually don't 100% know with this one, but I'm pretty sure it just cuts. I have used this one. It just cuts. I've used this one. I've used both these and these. I actually just don't think I've used this one specifically. But the way you can check is once you have it, I'm going to push F1 on my keyboard, and this is going to open up the menu of everything. And so if I push G on my keyboard, that kind of gets it so it's on the back units, not just the front. And if you look on the menu to the bottom where it says toggle work mode, so if I push Control Y on my keyboard, right now it's set to wide spreading, which means it's just going to cut the grass kind of like a normal lawnmower would. But if I push Control Y on my keyboard, it then puts it on swath dropping. And what that means is it's actually going to cut it and put it into a windrow for us. So I'll show you the differences between both this. I'll cut both these fields. I'll cut this field. I'm going to go back to the wide spreading mode, and I'll show you how that goes and how you can windrow it, and then I'll do the other one with swathing, and I'll bring you back once these two fields are set up. Okay, so once you get your fields mode, as you can see, maybe I'll just go in this mode, it's a little bit easier. This is how the wide spreading looks, and then this is obviously with the swathing enabled. So if you have a set of mowers and all it's able to do is kind of cut it rough like this and swath it out, or rather just widespread it and not swath it out, you're just gonna have to go into your stores, come on down to grassland, go into windrowers, get yourself a set of windrows, and get it pulled across the field, and you'll be able to create nice rows like this so your baler can run over them. So let's now talk about the different types of balers and how you get silage bales based on the kind of baler that you're using. So let's talk about the round bales. So I'm going to go back into our store right below grassland. We're going to go into baling, and let's talk these round balers. So most of these balers in here will not wrap your bale after it's done baling. These two, however, will. This Gowiel and this John Deere one, once the bale is created inside, it will pop back into this chamber, it'll be wrapped, and then it'll be dropped on the field, and your grass bale will slowly start turning into a silage bale. They'll stay a grass bale for a couple months as the fermentation process moves along, and then it'll slowly turn into a silage bale. So this round baler will wrap right after it's done baling, and same with this one. These balers will only do 125 centimeter bales, which is kind of the smallest of the round bales. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you want to be doing bigger round bales and then having them turn into silage, you're going to have to go with a different option. This one will do 180 centimeter bales. This one will do 150, up to 150. This one does up to 180. This one just does small bales. So just to be aware of when you're going to make your bales. But with a round baler that has a wrapper on the back of it, it's very, very easy to now make your silage bales. All you're going to do is you're going to pop up to your field, unfold your baler if you have to. This one I don't believe you do. Well, I'm going to open up my menu, push an F1, and I'm going to push Z on the keyboard, and that's going to turn on automatic drop, meaning once the bale is wrapped, it's going to automatically drop onto the field. I'm going to close this menu. I'm going to push B on my keyboard to turn the baler on. V is in Victor to drop the pickup arm. And we're going to go create a bale. And it's very simple. We'll just run across the windrow. Our little meter on the bottom right hand side is going to fill up. Once it hits 100, it's going to then pop out of the chamber. I'm just going to back up so we're right out of the way and we can keep going down this windrow after. It's going to come into the wrap area. It will wrap your grass bale. I'm going to jump out here. It's going to spit it onto the field, and it's going to say that this is still a grass bale. It's not going to say silage. But if we look into the little the little description, it's going to say bale owned 3,500 liters, grass, fermentation 0%. We just got to wait a little bit over the months, and it's slowly going to, that fermentation percentage is going to go up and up, and then it will slowly turn this grass bale into a silage bale. Now, again, if you want to do bigger round bales, you're going to have to get a baler that can do bigger sizes, and then you're going to have to get a bale wrapper, which is what I have hooked onto this tractor. So what I want to do now is I want to go into this tractor, and we're going to go create a square bale. So the square balers are kind of the same. These ones are going to have to unfold, so I'll push X. The V is still going to drop and pick up the arm, but I'm going to push F1 on my keyboard, and I'm actually going to turn this down to the smallest bale that it can make, which is 180 centimeters. So if I push L on my keyboard, it goes up to 240, now down to 180. And I'm going to close this menu. We're going to go out here, and we're going to create a square bale. Now we're going to have to kind of create a couple square bales, because the square baler doesn't really require you to have automatic drop turned on or off. It just automatically will kind of drop your bales out of the outshoot here. As you can see, the bale in there is being created, and as the bale behind it gets created, it's going to push it out. So again, yeah, you don't really have to have automatic bale or automatic drop turned on or off for a square baler. The square balers will do a bunch of different sizes. They'll do 180 centimeters, 220, 240. There is a baler in there that'll do 120 centimeter square bales. It's like the smallest one, like the really, really small square bales. But if you want to make silage bales, you can't wrap those really, really small ones, so you're going to have to use a square baler like this. But as you can see, it just slowly pops out a square bale. This one's 180 centimeters. Now the size of your bales is going to be the main thing that you have to keep in mind when doing silage, especially with square. Since there isn't automatic wrappers on the square bales, I'm just going to pull this out of the way. Since there isn't automatic wrappers on the square balers within the base game, there might be mods that come out in the future. The size of your square bale, it needs to be paid attention to, and I'm going to go explain that with the wrappers right now. So when we come into the store, obviously this is where we get the square balers, and as you can see, none of these square balers have the ability to wrap the bales. So what you need to do is you need to get a bale wrapper. And what you really have to pay attention is the bales that these will wrap and the sizes that they can handle. So for example, this cheap one at 16,000, it will only do round bales that are 125 to 150 centimeters. You can't put square bales in this one. This one will only do round bales 120 to 150. This one will do round bales 125 to 180 and only 180 centimeter square bales. This one is what we have sitting out there. It does 120 to 150 round, 180 to 220 square. So if you had a square baler and you baled a full field at 240 centimeter bales thinking you're going to make silage bales, you won't be able to. This one over here does round and square, 125 to 150 for the round and up to 180 for the square. So that's the main thing that you really got to pay attention to when doing it. Just know how you're going to wrap your bales and then bale that according size, or the biggest that you can according to your bale wrapper. But once you figure that all out and you have some bales out there sitting, this is extremely easy to use, very easy. You push X like always. This is actually folding it up, but if I push X again, that unfolds it. I'm going to open up our menu and I'm going to push Z again to turn on the automatic drop, so that as soon as a bale is created, it will just automatically drop it onto the field. And yeah, I mean, it's really quite simple. You just pull up to your bales, you just try and get it somewhat center inside of it. It's going to automatically grab it, slowly wrap it just like the other wrappers do, and then since we turned on our automatic wrapper, or sorry, the automatic drop, as soon as it's done being wrapped, it is going to drop onto the field. It'll cut it for you, and off you go. Now you have to pay attention to your bale wrap. It'll slowly run out over time, but if you push P on your keyboard and you come into baling, this is where you can get wrap and twine for the netting and all that stuff. So if you ever run out, this is where to get it. Now, let's jump back out again. We're going to look at this bale. It is going to say that it is a square bale. So what I want to do is, just to end the video, I'm going to go sleep through a couple months and show you the fermentation process. So right now we're at 0. I'll bring you back next month and we'll check these bales. Okay, so we're back here after 1 month of kind of sleeping through. You can see our grass is growing a little bit, and if we come up to our bale, it still says that it's a grass bale, but it is 98% fermented. In the square, let's go check our round one over here and see the fermentation on it. Again, this one's at 98%. So if we were to sleep through into the next month, honestly, if we were just to fast forward time, I'm just going to fast forward time a little bit here. It might even do it kind of in real time. 99%. There we go. Now it labels it as a silage bale, 3,500 liters, the exact same amount of liters as it was as grass bale. That doesn't change whatsoever. If we come back over to our square bale, we should be able to check and see, yep, it is now a silage bale. And again, it is 5,000 liters, just like it was as a grass bale. And so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you make silage bales within Farming Simulator 25. That's how you do it for both round and square. Like I said before, I just really know the size of bales that you're going to be wrapping before you get a baler to bale those. That would be my biggest piece of advice. Or go check in the mod store and see what kind of balers you can get that have the ability to wrap at the same time they're baling. Another thing that you can do that you can add to some of the baling units is you can put in silage additive. I'm just going to put that at the end. I've done some research on that. Some people say that it helps with the fermentation process or it adds a bit of yield. I don't really think that it adds that much to the game, to be honest, because like those bales were almost 100% fermented within 1 month. But if you do want to add some silage additive, you can come down in your stores under objects. If you go to category pallets, you can get silage additive. It says you can increase your yield. Again, I think it's a little bit unnecessary. I've never really found this to be much of a difference, but I just wanted to let you know that it is available. Some balers will let you take it. If we go into the round balers, the John Deere one that we had will not add silage additive to it. Oh God, I missed these, didn't I? However, this one will. So if we come in here, there's nothing over here for a silage additive tank. But if I come back to this one right here, silage additives tank, you can add this on for 2,000 bucks. Again, you play the game however you want. I've never really thought this added that much to it. I didn't really think it was that beneficial, but to each their own. And if you're making silage bales and you want to use it, by all means. So that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video helped you out in any way, make sure and leave a comment. Put a like on the video. If I missed anything, make sure and leave a comment and help other people who might be watching this video. If you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that sub button, but don't ever feel like you have to. I hope you have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks again. This is the Ultra Farmer, and I am out.